You're not getting these too long. So, you know, again, 20 inches or so. Now what I've handed you out is a little braiding diagram for the 2, 3, and 4 linear strand braids. Right? So for the 2, what I'm doing is I'm just taking the 2 strands, I'm going to cross them, and then keep crossing them so that the strand is right next to itself. Right? And then I'm going to kind of support it. I'm going to hang it by that for just a second, flatten it out, tuck it under. That's my 2-strand braid. Okay? Remember, 3 per sheet pan. Now you'll notice that the number on the diagram always corresponds to the number of strands that you have in front of you, right? So strand number 1, so it's 1, 2, 3. The strand that's here is always going to be strand 1, okay? So when you braid it, it goes back to being 1, 2, 3. So you don't have to keep track of which one it is. It's just its position. Now remember that when bread rises, it rises in all directions. Okay? So the trick to a olive braid is to not braid it too tight. Okay, so I'm going to take my 3 strands. If there's a seam, I want to have that seam side down. Okay? And then I'm going to overlap them. 1, 2. Okay? So now I have strand 1, 2, 3. And just like braiding your hair, the strand just goes to the center. Maybe not. So when I do this, I don't want to be pulling on it, okay? So I'm just going to lay it to the center. And you can see that I have a little bit, I can see a little bit of the bench through the braid. Okay? Now when I get down to the bottom, just like on that one, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a press. I'm going to tuck the end under, and then I'm going to take the strands and then just kind of pull them out, so now I have an equal low. Alright? So that's my 3-strand braid. And then the linear 4-strand, a little bit more complicated, but as long as you follow the number. And for me, right, you guys know already I'm a little distractible anyway, but for me, when I'm doing the 4-strand, I can't talk or anything. I just got to do it. Otherwise, I lose track. Make sure you show that video to Alice. All right?
I certainly will.
I know she was looking forward to this.
Being a Jew and all.
Huh?
Being Jewish and all. I'm not saying that, she really was.
Okay, so there's my 4 strands. Again, you notice that I'm getting kind of shorter and shorter on the strands that I have, right? So here I was about 20 inches, here I was probably 16 to 18, and here I'm barely even 12. So what I'm going to do, just like the 3-strand, I'm going to overlap. 1, 2, 3. Okay, seam the ends. Now the pattern is 4 over 2, 2 over 3, 1 over 3, sorry. Okay, see, I did it again. 4 over 2, 1 over 3, 2 over 3. Repeat. 4 over 2, 1 over 3, 2 over 3. Okay? And then down the top of the braid, we should have these 4 little diagonal humps. Little Loch Ness monster here. Okay? And that's my 3-strand. I mean my linear 4-strand. It's important that because of the amount of fat in this braid, get them onto the pan, and then as soon as reasonably possible, egg wash them, and then get them into the proof box, okay? Now, remember that when you egg wash these braids, I really made a point of saying be conservative with the egg wash, because what will happen is that the egg wash will cool up in the center here, and you'll wind up with these little omelets kind of in sequential order going down the braid. And that's just because of how we have to sort of hold it together.
That's okay.
Yep. Yeah, but that's why we hang it. Right? Remember when I sort of dangle it? That was doing the same thing as me loosely braiding with grease. Okay, for the round 4-strand, I'm going to roll these out a little bit longer than I did for the linear 4-strand. So I'm looking at, 14 inches, 16 inches maybe. There's no diagram for this, so you guys are just going to have to make your own. Now, if the strand becomes too elastic, all I'm doing is I'm just allowing it to rest. Okay? And then I'm working on another strand. So if it feels like it's just snapping back and you're not getting any length out of it, just leave it for a second and work on another one, and you'll get that dough to relax just and allow you to roll it out more. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up into sort of a lattice pattern, kind of an over-under sort of affair. Okay, and I want to leave a little bit of a gap in between each strand. Okay, now each strand that is under, so this one is the one that's under, I'm going to move it to make it over. Okay, so I'm going to pick it up, go to one side, now it's over. I'm going to do that all the way around. Okay, now same thing. This one is now over, so this one being the under, now I'm going to go the opposite direction. The one that's under is going to go over. Right? Until you run out of strands. Right? Then what you're going to do is that what's left over is you're going to twist it up, bring it to the center, right? Kind of bring it up, and there's your round 4-strand braid. Okay, so those are the 4 braids. If you guys have time, I have the rest of my dough that I have to shape. You're welcome to stand and watch. Other than that, that's all I got.